I'm excited to be here today to chat about last night's episode. And by chat, I mean rip it to shreds.
Which required all of the preparation of a balloon.
I thought it was stupid.
Like,
there should have been real bulls.
And
don't go on the race if you think you're too old to go on the race.
And
I'm a girl.
And
I'm too gay. Stop hitting me.
Stay home.
Totally.
Everyone shut up.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. I have my water, and Marie approves of that, and we have so much to talk about on this week's 10 Amazing Race episode. But first, you guys know the deal. You can follow me over at Twitter. I'm at Reality Recaps.
Ay, Dios mío. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. So excited to talk about last night's fun-filled episode with Marie, of course, from Amazing Race. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah.
Hey guys, it's Reepsicle. I'm back. I'm excited to be here today to chat about last night's episode. And by chat, I mean rip it to shreds.
Oh, we cannot wait. Where can the people find you, Marie?
They can find me on Twitter at Reepsicle. They can find me on Instagram at Reepsicle. And my Facebook is CKO Reebs.
And all of the links will be below this video on the edited version. Now, I should say, Missy's was having some technical difficulties, so we'll sort all those out with her. We'll have her back on again. Speaking of contractual difficulties, I know that we said earlier today we were going to have Spencer and McRae from Big Brother 15 doing the backyard interviews at Big Brother Canada for us. It turns out it can't happen. So Dana will still be there. She'll be at the finale. She'll be blogging it, and we'll probably do interviews like the following week with them. We just won't be doing backyard interviews, but Dana will still be there tweeting fun stuff for you guys and all that Big Brother goodness. We'll fill you guys in with more details at the end of the week. But I'm glad that you were super excited for the 1 hour we were too.
Right. And you know, Spencer and McRae are also going to get little anecdotes, so we're going to try to put something together fun-filled of the night of the finale. So try to stay tuned for that. But I'm so mad.
But you know what'll make you happy, John? Thumbs upping and subscribing to this YouTube channel. It really helps support our shows. And if you have any Amazon shopping to do, use the link on our homepage. But most importantly, if you guys want to interact with us or Marie, leave your comments below this video on our YouTube page or in our chat room, or tweet me with the hashtag YRRLive, and we will put them up on the show. So, oh my goodness, let's start on this Cinco de Mayo, where they're off to Spain. Was this planned or not? With their, that is where Cinco de Mayo is from, right? Before I look stupid again on this episode.
Yeah, it's Spanish. And it's Mexican independence, but whatever. It's the same language.
I went to Catholic school, so we learned about the Bible. Ask me about that. All right. Well, don't worry about it. So look, we're 10 seconds into this episode, and the Brendan and Rachel bashing has already begun. Although, as much as this high horse I went on they're not the Brenchels, even Brendan is calling them the Brenchels this episode.
His shirt says Brenchels, okay?
No.
I clarify this?
Yes, please, because we're not going to have this argument again.
The front of the shirt says Brenchel 'S. The back of the shirt says back, as in Brenchel is back. But everybody who's watching it at home and like on the race doesn't get it because like dumb move by them with those shirts that float. You have your backpack on the whole time. Nobody's gonna see the back. So everyone's like Brenchel. Now when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that's embarrassing. Like they put an apostrophe in there when they were trying to pluralize their name because nobody saw the back of the shirt. So I think everybody just kind of like got into seeing the front and calling them the Brenchels, and I guess they kind of just jumped on the bandwagon with it because everybody was calling them that. But you know, you're right. They're not more than one Brenchel. They are Brenchel, which is one thing.
Right.
So
it is driving me insane. I'm glad that you cleared it up, and now I don't have to hear John talking about it anymore. Thanks, Marie. Mm-hmm. Yes, about the Brenchels. So We, right off the bat this episode, see cowboys making a wrong turn, getting to the airport late, having all these problems while they are off to Spain, which I'm sure Marie can relate to a little bit. And then we have the equalizer because it's the fifth leg of the race, fourth leg. 4 people left at the end, whatever leg, but equalizer. How annoying is it, Marie, when they start legs of the race with equalizers? Are you a fan of them or not?
Oh my God, not at all. The first time that we got it to a leg where there was an equalizer, I was pissed because we had come in first in the first leg of the race, and then we left early, and our first clue said, find the museum. So we're like sprinting to the museum. We get there, and it's like, hey, it's going to open in 10 hours. And we were like, what was our lead for? It doesn't make any sense. So it's frustrating, but you never know what's going to happen. I think when there are less teams left, they do that more and more because if you're too spread out, it's obvious what's going to happen. And I mean, talk about the challenges not being hard on this leg of the race. They kind of had to. Everybody went through everything once. Nobody messed up. Everything was quick, so they had to all start at the same time.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly budget was lacking a little bit this episode, or season, because let's talk about the first roadblock, which was the Barbers of Seville, which required all of the preparation of a balloon and shaving cream. Oh, and a razor, I guess. But, go ahead, Jean.
Oh, yeah, a razor. Hello, yes. I loved the singing in the barber shop.
Well, that's annoying.
No?
I was annoyed.
I liked it.
I was annoyed just watching it. Personally, with the tensions in this group, I wouldn't have given any of them a straight razor and have them be that close to each other. But what did you think of the shaving challenge, Marie?
I thought it was stupid. I thought it was so dumb. I mean, first of all, the challenges are always supposed to incorporate something like with the culture. Mm-hmm. And I get it, but you can shave a balloon at home in the U.S., I just didn't, like, when we did the shoe shining, wherever the heck we were, like, that's something that goes on there, and we legitimately had to shoe shine. They didn't give us, like, a fake shoe and tell us to do it. So I was like, okay, so everyone's shaving a balloon, like, super low budget. What's going on here?
No, Spanish men are hairy, Marie. They
well, you had to shave a Spanish guy then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't want to cut. I mean, do you really want any of them actually shaving a human being?
I don't know. Do you remember the one? What was the season where they had to like clean people in a mud bath?
That was Rachel's first season. Yeah, the tar pits or whatever.
It should have been something a little more hands-on, or realistic. Like there should have been a person involved. I didn't get the whole balloon thing. I thought it was dumb.
Well, I want to talk more about that, but we're going to wait till we get to the next challenge because I kind of have a theory on this. And wait, wasn't the town Seville, though? So was the tie-in that they were trying to do was trying to call the challenge Barber of Seville, which I don't have my gay card. John, isn't that like a play that we're supposed to care about? Musical? No? Wrong again? Okay.
I'm gay. I'm not that gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, I was kind of happy that Brenchel was way behind coming into this challenge and completely caught up. They were on the second plane into Spain, yet pushed themselves basically into second place after this challenge. And then we have the whole entire detour. Now, this is what I want to get into more with Marie. And Marie, choose your words carefully here. So, the detour was called Spanish Steps or Running with the Bulls. Or Balls. Was it Balls or Bulls?
Why did everyone keep saying balls?
Right. It said Running with the Bulls, but everybody kept saying Running with the Balls.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I was like, why does everyone keep talking about balls?
Right. Well, aside from the fact that they were in big balls. But
I could talk about balls all day.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're good at that. So here's my thought process here. Do you think that maybe teams didn't pick the Spanish Steps challenge because it is judged versus the Bulls where it's not judged? Thus, you are more in control of your fate. Do you think that might have something to do with stuff going on this leg of the race?
I think if you've been there before, I mean, this is an all-star season, you know that. You pretty much know that you want to do something that you can control.
Mm-hmm.
However, I mean, the dancing one, it was, everybody got it in the first try. It was literally like this way, ta-da. Like, okay, and the girls were like, oh, this is so fun. Like, it's not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be hard. You put on a costume and you danced and then you kept going. I don't know. I didn't see anything challenging in it.
Well, to be fair, it was a woman showing the blondes what to do, so that's harder for them as opposed to having like a guy team show them what to do. So I think that's like what they meant by hard. They meant like it wasn't hard. No, I agree with you. It was very easy, the Spanish Steps one. Plus, it could have been hard. I don't think we had a lot of time to see it.
Like, I don't know, if you think back to other seasons, like remember, I think it was season 20, like Bopper and Mark. Like, Mark almost died trying to dance. Like, that was so hard, and it was so long and exhausting, and there were other elements involved. It was like 120 degrees, and there was ridiculous, costumes. This just seemed like super easy. I mean, if I wasn't watching because we were doing this, I would have changed channel.
Oh, definitely. That same season with Mark Bopper, that was the Bollywood, where like if your hand had to be like perfectly angled and you didn't do it, it was like ding, ding, wrong, again. Right. But maybe they had enough, maybe they felt like they had enough to work with this episode by the time they got there that they were like, screw it. We weren't successful in getting Brendan and Rachel out, spoiler alert, so we have all that drama. We're losing the Cowboys, which I thought, I can't believe they didn't focus more on them this episode. But yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit about the running of the bulls, because I think this was one of my favorite Amazing Race challenges ever.
Yeah, and aren't you glad you didn't change the channel now, Marie, because of the running of the bulls?
I guess.
Oh, come on.
It was funny, but I still didn't think it was that, like, there should have been real bulls. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. You can put a suit on in LA and slam into people. Like, where's the culture there?
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you on the aspect of it's not taking the culture into consideration 100%. I'm giving it a pass for the comedic value. And had we not had all of this Big Brother Canada drama this morning, I would be inserting a mashup right now of everybody falling by these bulls, which I actually had nightmares of, because that's the sound effect in horror movies. The whole bull noise that they were making. That would have scared the shit out of me. I would have curled up in that ball and been like, no, I didn't like it. Go ahead, John.
I went to bed laughing. That shit doesn't scare me at all. I loved it. Just to see their little legs dangling, too, was just...
Well, it was...
old. And I love it. I'm old. Oh,
my God, this is the worst. Between people yelling, I'm a girl, and Dave saying, I'm old. Meanwhile, Jamal tears his ACL, gets up, and keeps going. Like, everyone shut up.
I know.
Would you have played the girl card, Marie? I'm a girl. Don't hit me so hard.
No. Listen, this goes back to, Dave complaining that he's old. Don't go on the race if you think you're too old to go on the race, And what was it? Luke saying something about being deaf. Well, you decided to go on the race being deaf. Like, I don't think Rachel getting hit saying, I'm a girl, this is unfair. Well, if you're too girly to go on the race, stay home.
Yeah.
Well, I see Eric playing the gay one. I'm too gay. Stop hitting me. Yeah. Oh, my God, totally.
Please. We'll get to racing and see if Marie checked out your little bit of racing. No, I completely agree with what you guys are saying about them being in this challenge and complaining. And I couldn't believe how good Leo and Jamal did. And I didn't realize their heads could come out the top. I thought they were at least protected up top, but there was like one point when somebody's head was sticking out. Like, that could have really killed somebody, that challenge, right?
Totally.
That was a little bit... Maybe you should have had real bulls. I was going to say this was probably safer than real bulls, but then I think maybe not. So I don't know. It was a very interesting challenge. I thought it was very funny. I like that they had to squeeze through the streets. And I think Marie would have killed it, personally. I think Marie would have thrown the other bulls completely away. Should have knocked their asses and been left bulls.
Well, the bulls got really dirty, too, when they were squeezing through those streets, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, the things hanging from the nostrils are all discombobulated. And I love that they couldn't even, like, how small was the sign? Like, the Cowboys were like, I didn't see anything. What?
Well,
I had to go back. with the
It had
boys.
to have been foggy and hot in that ball. Like, I think I would have been very claustrophobic in that ball, is what I think. 'Cause they all got out, like, drenched in sweat after that, whole entire challenge. And the blondes also had their speed bump that they had to do, where they had to, like, deliver meat, which, again, Marie, super easy. They said how easy it was, not because they're good with handling meat, just in general. In general, it was an easy challenge. What was it on your season that was the speed bump?
Nikki and Kim had to swim across a wave pool.
Okay, that was not hard either. Who had the jump?
That hard, but for them, like, I think Kim cried.
Yeah.
It was the hardest thing she ever did in her life. I love her.
Swimming across the wave.
The Afghanimals had a speed bump, didn't they? Or no? No, they didn't. It was Nikki and Kim twice.
It was them twice. Your season wasn't the donut one. I remember the donut one being hard, or was that not a speed bump now?
No, that was a roadblock.
That was a roadblock. Okay, what do I know? I have no memory.
No, I thought it was a joke. It was like, walk 5 feet to this place, pick up some ham or something, and then walk 10 feet and put it on the counter. Okay, done.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Hey, it was stinky, Marie. You have to give them some credit. I mean,
it wasn't 2 miles of carrying cod on your head. I mean, it was just stupid.
Or boiling an egg.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Somebody here did get boil an egg, Marie. Want to talk about hard challenges?
I can't even boil an egg on my stove. Like, I can make like the most complicated recipe, but boiling an egg and making oatmeal for some reason, I'm challenged. I don't know.
And to be fair, in case you all didn't see Marie's season, and what's wrong with all of you, she had to boil an egg like in a hot spring, right? It was a hot spring. Yeah. We're not really talking on a stove. So let us talk, and then we're going to get to your questions. And see, there's a lot of questions. Keep them coming. Let's talk about this detour. Are we, right off the bat, and Marie, I feel like you have a good insight into Leo and Jamal, are we buying their reason for not U-turning Brennan and Rachel and going for the Cowboys about their injury like they said? Or do we think maybe they just didn't really want to U-turn Brennan and Rachel?
I mean, I think the Afghanimals kind of ended up in that like fake alliance thing because like it just happened and they were there and they were like, oh yeah, okay guys, yeah, let's get rid of the Brunswills. But the Afghanimals aren't really in alliance with anyone. Like they are totally there for themselves and like they do what's smart. Like they'll say whatever you want to hear to your face, but it was a smart move. I think I probably would have done the same thing. Because you don't know how close they were, and you don't know where the other teams are or what's going on. And they wanted to eliminate Dave and Connor if they could because they're smart. They want to end up in the Final Four or Final Three with teams that they know they can beat.
Right.
I think even if he didn't twist his leg or not, I thought it was a really smart move just because they're such a strong team. And they were so serious at the end with the edit when they came in, remember? And it was just like, okay, wow, oh my gosh, you guys aren't bouncing around, you're not smiling. Okay, you guys are serious.
Right.
They stole the horse.
Yeah. The Cowboys.
The Cowboys stole the horse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Cowboys stole the horse from the Spanish lady, who also was. Did I make it up? Like, because I know that I'm taking notes and tweeting, but she wasn't there for the first check-ins, or was she? Because why do I remember her like riding in and neighing?
She was there. No. She made the horse bow too.
Oh, okay.
With Dave and Connor. Yeah.
I was just.
It's kind of nice, Eric, if you like watch the whole show that we're recapping.
Well, she looked like a man in the first one. I thought it was a guy. And then they have her like come back each time because you don't know how long you're waiting there. I mean, you could be waiting like an hour and a half for another team to show up. So I mean, everybody kind of like disperses, and then it's like, oh, a team's coming. Everyone get ready. Like so, she probably was in
breaker. A team's coming. Get ready. Get the Spanish lady over here. Breaker.
What? There's no people with headsets on Amazing Race communicating with each other. That does not happen.
Every time I come on here.
No, I don't know what you guys are referring to at all. Let's talk about Dave and Connor getting to the U-turn first, being like, oh, we wish we could U-turn Brennan and Rachel. Now, that right there shows me that they have no strategic sense in this game at all. Because had they been allowed to U-turn anybody and Brendan and Rachel was who they would have chosen in that part, then they're stupid. But I don't think they really would have. I think they knew they couldn't and are playing that to the cameras. Like, oh, darn, we couldn't U-turn Brendan and Rachel. Let's go. America still love us. I have one testicle that I should be punched in. Connor. Remember?
I mean, you never know, too, like, what if there was a longer conversation or there was anything else said at the board. You know, they could have been standing there saying, oh, it might make more sense to U-turn this team or that team, but I wish we could U-turn the Brenchels, and then that's the part that you get. So, you
right. Oh, true. 100%. I get that. We are missing an awful lot on what is actually going on in this show. I completely agree. So, right. Leo and Jamal U-turn the Cowboys, who are already having trouble because they're getting lost. They're not doing the challenges right. They missed the first clue on the Bulls. So, I mean, pretty much the writing was on the wall for the Cowboys at that point. I was kind of surprised that Brendan and Rachel, they kind of got ahead in that first challenge and bumped up to second. Then they kind of fell back again, but then they got right back into second because, well, let me just tell you guys now how people checked in. No surprise, Dave and Connor, who are being given the game, came in first. Brendan and Rachel second. Leo and Jamal, injured, are still able to get there quicker than the Blondes, who came in fourth, Caroline and Jen. Granted, no one was helping them this episode, and unfortunately, due to that U-turn, the Cowboys are out. I did like how Miss Cleo on Twitter said, way to go, great strategic move, Caroline and Jennifer. U-turn the team that you know's in front of you. Makes sense. Loved it. Yeah. Made no sense. So what did you think are here? Forget about me asking you the question.
Okay, but I know you bring up a question, but I want to ask Marie a question, okay? Because it's driving me nuts, Marie. Dave and Connor are just, you know, making such a big deal about being U-turned by the Brenchel. I'm going to say the Brenchel. And they keep talking about it. It's driving me nuts. What do you think about that? Is he just like making too much of a big deal? It's like, I'm an old man. Why would they do that, Brenchels? Oh, yeah. The Brenchels are bad.
I'm sick of hearing about it. Like, there's a U-turn in the game so that you can use the U-turn. Like, what's the point of having it? Oh my God, I can't believe someone U-turned us. Like, have you watched the show? Like, I think they're taking it personally, and that, you know, you can't throw in the whole, well, I'm an old man. Why would you U-turn an old man? Because, like I said, well, if you're too old, why would you even go on the show? Like, there's a chance you're going to get U-turned. I just think they're probably talking about it a lot, but I think editing is showing us, like, how much they're talking about it, because, I mean, if you've been watching for seasons, you kind of already know what's going to happen with this whole Brenchel, Dave, and Connor thing. I mean, we don't know, but we kind of know. Like, it's obvious at this point.
Right. Now, even like in your season, you know, you guys were kind of the underdogs, and I guess the Brenchel is kind of an underdog.
Right.
Do you see the similarities with them in your game?
I mean, kind of, because it's very similar to the fact that, you know, for 4 seconds and in a very early leg, we took a cab that was rightfully available, and every single episode for the remainder of the season, you kept hearing about how, oh, we would never do that to them. Tim and Marie screwed us over, this and that. Like, you know, okay, why?
Bags are right there.
Right. You kept hearing about how it was so ridiculous that we took the cab, and then, you know, you saw what happened there. So I can only imagine what is going to happen here.
Right, and I will say it's not indicative of your season. We can go back to like every single season going back. There was Abby and Ryan had the same exact thing. Let's pull the one situation. Or I don't mean Abby. Well, yes, it happened to them, but it was by the Chippendales, and then the Chippendales got screwed later. Like, there's stuff every single season where this seems to be a pattern, and that's what I'm basing my I don't think Brendan and Rachel are winning since we're using this whole they U-turned us thing. I don't think they're winning. Plus, they don't ever show the winners in a bad light, and I feel like Rachel was pretty much whiny complaining this episode, but then again, so was Dave with his I'm old. So it could go either way, is what I'm saying. But here's a question for you, Marie. Shay Lynn Hopkins says, who would you guys have U-turned? I don't think I'm going to throw it to Marie.
Well, at that point, I probably would have done the exact same thing that I did in our season and just put the country girls out of their misery, because I think when you survive once and then you keep coming in last and everybody carries you, I'm not so concerned about keeping a bad team with me in the final three. I think the strongest team really deserves to win, and I think that people that don't deserve to race need to go home. And those don't deserve to race.
Well, I think if you would have done that, magically it would have been a non-elimination race again.
Probably.
Yeah, you think production is kicking themselves like, oh, we could have saved the Cowboys, we kept counting on Jennifer. But hold on, time out. John, let me just reiterate to you what Marie just said in case you didn't hear it. The blondes, Caroline and Jennifer.
Love them.
Exactly. Go ahead. You don't want to fight with Marie about it, just me?
Their charms and their beauty to just get ahead in the game.
Listen, I'm not saying I don't want to hang out with them. Like, I totally feel like I would love them in real life, but they're terrible racers. Like, they just don't deserve to still be in the game at this point.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I was surprised, and maybe they were helped and we just didn't see it, but I was very surprised how far along they got when other teams were clearly struggling on stuff without any help that we saw.
Well, there was nothing difficult to do. Like, how do you not get along?
Well, but I mean, the Cowboys got lost, missed a clue. I think Brennan and Rachel missed something as well. Like, clearly people were missing stuff. And maybe, like I said, maybe they were too, but we just didn't see that in the edit. This is from Ibrahim. And he says, Marie, can you give us any info on those, I didn't read it. Sorry, about Bertram deciding the winner of Amazing Race. I'm going to answer for Marie. No, not true at all. Next question. Jaybird says, do you think Dave and Connor are going to be mad at the Afghanimals for not U-turning Barenchal?
Probably. I think they're going to bring it up. They're going to be like, why didn't you stick to our plan? You know, wow, you didn't do what you said you were going to do. But
yeah, it's like, we're the accidental alliance. Come on.
But that's out the window at this point. The Afghanimals don't care. I mean, I'm sure you'll see in the next episode where Dave's talking about it, and they'll just be like, yeah, whatever, it's over. Like, you're at the point now where it's every team for themselves, and the Afghanimals don't necessarily have to keep up any type of relationship with any of the other teams anymore. So I think it'll be shut down quick.
I think it will too. I was glad. I was a little bit concerned for the Afghanimals based on like coming off of Big Brother 15. I'm just saying, I know that like social media people can be crazy, and I was just a little afraid that Leo and Jamal U-turning the Cowboys got them kicked out, and they did the whole thing where they were speaking in their language and the Cowboys were like staring at them last episode. Like, I was like, ooh, are they really gonna do, please don't do this. And they didn't, thank God. I approve of that edit and everyone's maturity on social media. So thank you all for that. Andrew Jackson says, what do you think about the intro being shortened? And was it funny how Dave, when he fell, said, I've fallen and I can't get up, like life alert?
I didn't really notice the intro being shortened. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I was probably still like getting snacks and getting ready. But it was funny when he said that. I was like, okay, he's making like a joke about the fact that he's old, but he probably was serious and like wanted production intervention.
Well, don't you just love it when people fall? I mean, it's just so funny. It's so bad. Like, Rachel fell. It was hilarious.
Oh,
that's right. Rachel like wiped out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I know. It's bad, but it's funny.
And they showed it.
And they didn't show when one of the blondes fell.
Right. What's that about, everybody? What's that mean? Yeah, that was kind of weird that they, not saying favorites are being played. I'm just saying everybody pay attention to what's really happening. Somebody needs to write an article about it and get it out there. Maybe stuff will change. Anyway. Okay. So, oh, yes, to answer your question, Marie, or Andrew's question.
Andrew.
The intro is short. It used to be like the whole big long score. Now it's just like the Earth, Amazing Race, and show starts.
I love it. I don't want to see teams that have already been eliminated. I want it quick. Let's get to the point.
We've seen them like 100 times now. We've seen them get eliminated on like 5 other seasons, and they're still here. Like, we don't need to learn about them or know about them. Like,
yeah. Go on. We get it.
But I love how much we're learning about you, Marie.
Unless it's our intro to this show, then that's for promotional purposes, and you should all enjoy it. But there's a button to skip it. Michael Riccardi is saying, how many times do we have to hear Dave saying he's old? It's so annoying.
Right?
Clearly, we all agree with you.
I think as many times as you heard me say I was old at Reality Rally, Michael.
Did you say you were old? You were just screaming the whole time at everyone.
Screaming old gay running.
Right. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, Marie. It is completely fine. You didn't. Okay. Well, you're going to have...
Now that I've heard this.
Yeah, basically what it is, I know we did a bad job of explaining it. It's an Amazing Race type race around Temecula with all other reality stars, and you do Amazing Race type challenges like rock climbing, a big thing, blindfolded, shooting guns. It's like
Morse
12
code, detecting it.
Yep. So I put all, and John raced for us with Helen from Big Brother, Michael, who just
a GoPro camera, Marie, on my chest.
So you were just screaming and being old and gay the whole time.
Oh my God, screaming is an understatement, and I edited it down.
Narrating. It was narrating, screaming. It wasn't like It was.
Yeah, he was narrating aggressively at our team members.
I'm gonna have to do that.
It's very funny. And hey, we came in 4 places from last.
We're last. That was our goal.
Oh, wait a minute. 5 teams were disqualified or quit. So I'm still trying to figure out where that puts us. I think second to last, but I'm being told no.
We finished, and we weren't last.
This is true. I am proud of our team. It's only like 10 minutes if you jump to where it starts, but it's funny. I think you will like it, and I want to race next year, so I might actually have to do it. Here's a question from Hilo Joe 44, and I should read these first. Why do they put the U-turn sign just in front of the pit stop? I think I saw Phil standing behind the sign. You're wrong.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near it. There's usually something after it. Like normally, it's either really far from where you have to go, which you don't see, obviously, or in other legs of the race, it's between a roadblock and a detour.
Yeah.
But there was no other detour after this U-turn. It was either you get U-turned and then you go to the final, to the mat with Phil, or like the Cowboys were U-turned and then they had to dance, right?
Well, that's the point of a U-turn.
Right. But sometimes it's like, okay, you finish the detour and then you get to the board, and that's when you realize, okay, I have to go back and do the other side of the detour. So the purpose of the board is still for the other side of the detour. And even if it's before the pit stop, it's not 5 feet from the pit stop. There's probably
Gotcha.
To get there.
Has there ever been, it always is the last, is it always the last thing before the pit stop, or has there been like one more challenge that?
No, there is a challenge after. Sometimes there's a roadblock after. So like in our season when we were in Abu Dhabi and we U-turned the bunnies, that was before they even had to go do the roadblock in like that I don't know, that thing, the rapids where you had to like pull flags and stuff. So then you like double screw somebody over, because then they have to do the other detour, then they have their speed bump, then they have the roadblock.
If only they put on a blonde wig, it would all be fun. Here's a question from Hannah, who says, the speed bumps this season have been so easy, which I think is partly because it's for the blondes. It kind of seems rigged, like they had to carry a typewriter or whatever the first time and then just meet this time. And then they keep bragging about how they're really good competitors. Yeah, we agree. I think we're all on the same page with you, buddy. Yeah, okay, totally agree. But here's a question specifically for you from Hannah. She says, Marie, if you had to choose someone from any TAR season, aside from Tim, to rerun the race with, who would you choose?
If it was going to be a girl, I would probably choose Katie from Max and Katie. Because, I mean, for obvious reasons. Like, could you imagine me and Katie?
Mm-hmm.
And if it was a guy, I would race with Joey Fitness because he's my real life friend.
So then are you real life friends with Gina Marie from Big Brother?
No.
Okay. Okay, interesting. I love a Joey Fitness too. I'm waiting for my watch, Joey Fitness. It's been 4 seasons.
Oh my God, we'll get you a watch. We'll get you a watch.
Okay, he was supposed to get a watch for everybody back then. I was like, I'm going to bring you, I'm going to go to the finale. We're going to bring watches. And then I never heard back from Joey. But I love you, Joey, and you're not gay, friend. That was my joke that season. So, here is a question from James Wallington, or it might not be a question. It says, Marie is my, does he mean babe? I dream of the day we can sip girly cocktails again together.
Oh my God, I love James. He just tweeted me. That's what I was doing. I was like in my phone reading his tweets. I love him.
You need to come to the reality rally next year, Marie, and then you can compete against us too. And James.
Well, he was texting me, Marie. So
I mean, he wanted to be here. He wanted to be on the show. I told him I was going to send him the link, and he could just like pop in.
Oh, you should have, James. You should have. Well, so you're talking, you're texting. Guess what, everyone? I have James right here. No, I don't, but it would have been perfect. Okay, where do? Okay, Jaybird wants to know, could we have survived the Bulls? I think it's clear I couldn't, but go ahead, Marie.
I mean, could the Bulls have survived me is the question.
Right. That is definitely the question. John?
Oh, I could have done it. Oh, I would have loved to do it. Just get in here.
You could not have done it. You would
what?
No, John could. Marie, watch that race footage.
Yeah.
Don't kill somebody.
Okay, I might talk high, Marie, but I'm a tough. Okay.
He will cut a bitch.
My mother says I'm very dangerous. I have the emotions of a woman with the strength of a man.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dangerous combination, Marie.
That's me.
Yeah. Well, it's
the emotions of a man with the strength of a woman, right?
Which is why we love us some Marie. Okay, Marie, you answer this one if you want, because I don't really know what they're talking about. It says, Marie, it's from Ibrahim again. Marie, are you going to have your own show soon, or is CBS still not allowing you? You need to have your own show.
I am working on the possibility of there being a show. Yes, I'm still under contract with CBS, therefore can't actually work on it at this point.
But your season was oh, it was only 1 season ago, right? Oh, okay.
Like halfway through.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so I'm sure that should be up soon. On your, okay, let's go to a question from Shay Lynn again, who says, oh, it's not a question. I almost died when Rachel was flying through the air. And I think we all agree Rachel was very funny this episode. So is there anything from this whole entire season, I feel like we might have asked you this last time, Marie, but whatever, you can still have the whole entire season. Was there any challenge, anything this season that you really wished, like, ooh, I wish I would have got to do that on my season for the fun factor, where I know they're not supposed to be fun and challenging, but just like, ooh, I'd like to do that?
Well, when I watched last week, I almost died when they got to the car place, and the challenge was that all they had to do was figure out which year each one of the Mustangs was made. My ex-boyfriend's obsessed with Mustangs. I know everything about Mustangs. I would have walked up and, like, named all which year the cars were made. Like, I would have been like, skip the detour. I don't need to do math. I would have won 2 cars. We would have been done. I was so mad that I wasn't there for that. So that's definitely one that I missed out on.
Now, would they have let you get away with that? Because I was having the same exact conversation with my man. He did the same exact thing. He saw the cars. He was like 67, 80, whatever. He had was 1 year off on one. Would they have let you have? Would they have said no? You have to go and do it.
I mean, if it said that you have to use the signs to come up with the year, I mean, okay, we'll walk up to the signs and like run around a little bit, and then be like, here's the year. If you don't need it, you don't need it. So I think you would have been allowed to do that. If you could just name the year the car was made, you were out of there.
Interesting. And I was surprised that on that episode, I mean, and maybe they were, and they just didn't say it, that teams weren't playing more cutthroat. Because I think it's pretty obvious when you're getting Ford stuff that you know this is going to be the 4 challenge. Oh, and since Marie's here this week, I don't know if you can answer this or not. Do we know if they get 2 cars, like a car each, or just 1 car to share?
Yep, you get 2 cars.
Oh, well, there you go. I know people were asking that last week.
Awesome.
Oh, here's
So James texted me and said, BAE is a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay, I can't read. This writing's very small over here, and I can't. That's why I'm having trouble reading them before. But I'm getting old, everybody.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Here's a good question from Spicy.
Dave.
Yeah, Spicy Wasabics says, tell us what you really feel about Travis and Nicole. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Travis and Nicole. Was there holier-than-thou attitude, resentment for the Afghanimals, sentiment amongst the other racers last season? How about this? Let me re-ask it. How are you feeling about Travis and Nicole post-season, Marie?
I haven't talked to them. I don't see them. The only people that I really still keep in touch with are the Afghanimals and Jay and Amy, and occasionally the Ice Girls and Oklahoma Tim. We text now and then. But nobody else has seen or heard from Travis and Nicole, and I'm okay with that.
Not even Amy has it?
Yeah, Amy and Jay are still really good friends with them. They see them all the time.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably in surgery, you know. I mean, they're very busy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a problem with Nicole. Like, I liked Nicole, but I mean, it's not a secret that I don't like Travis. So.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Scary. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, they were the team that had a lot of trouble reading clues and remembering stuff, right? Like things you don't want your daughter to have.
A lot of blame shifted.
Yeah, wow. There was a lot. There was a lot that season, and I'm sure we'll see it all being parodied in the next 2 more episodes. We only have 2 more left, right? It depends if they do a double episode for the finale, because we got to get to final 3 next week. And then, yeah, so I'd say we have 2 episodes left. That makes sense.
Not an elimination again.
I don't know. If the blogs come in last, probably not going to happen. So, final thoughts on this episode of The Race. John, I'll throw it to you first.
Come on, Afghanimals! Do it!
That's your whole final thoughts?
Yes.
You've abandoned being Team Brenchel?
I was never Team Brenchel, the Brenchel.
Well, that's rude. Marie, final
Oh, man, I'm still rooting for the Afghanimals, and I'm still rooting for Team Brenchel. As long as it's one of those 2 teams, I'll be happy. I just want the country girls off the race. I can't watch it anymore. I don't know.
Come on, country girls!
All I have to say is there better be something challenging next week, some excitement, something going on besides a balloon.
But
I
they
agree
were
with you.
inside the balloons, Marie. They weren't just flying it around.
Whatever. I thought this episode was stupid. There, I said it. I thought it was dumb and stupid and boring, and I didn't like it.
I laughed, I cried because I was laughing so hard, and then I laughed again.
To be fair, Marie, you have to remember that I think it was the season before your season, we had stuff like go to the beach, ride a bicycle, up a hill. Like, those were the challenges before
What would you
your
take
season.
on a picnic?
I haven't watched this forever. I don't know that like all the challenges are not really that hard, but I thought that in our season they were all pretty pretty legit. So
No, your season they bumped it up. Your season they bumped it up. It wasn't even as hard as it used to be. But like I say, they were coming off of like people couldn't build sandcastles.
right.
Literally, we can't build a sandcastle. Let's shut down and eliminate ourselves. Whatever. So much more that we have to talk to. Marie, we hope that you will come back on and do another week with us or the finale with us. You don't have to answer now. You can let us know. We love having you here. But tell the people where they can find you. Of course, the links will be below. You can tell them about your CKO2 if you want. Go for it.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at Reebsicle. You can also follow me on Instagram at Reebsicle. Post tons of selfies, lots of dogs, lots of abs. And my Facebook is CKO Reeves. And of course, yes, I will come back. I will do the show again. I love hanging with you guys.
Yay, we love having you here. Those links will be below. John, do your outro.
Hey guys, thanks for watching, and love having Marie on because she keeps it real. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah.
Perfect, and we will be keeping it real every day this week. We will have our Housewives audio blogs for you tomorrow and Wednesday. John's doing his RuPaul's recap and vlogs of Housewives, and then Thursday we will be back for Survivor. Of course, thumbs up and subscribe. Sorry about Big Brother Canada, and don't worry, because I have a feeling we'll have some amazing race finale news for you guys next week. Tune back in. See you guys all there. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.